X and inks and inks and me. O B O no. X and inks and inks and me. No. And no. Nano. Romano. No. Anyone? Just kidding. I would never. Anyone? N or M. Sing and sing and sing me.
Well, here's the deal. N or N the Y. It's N and the low. It's N and the oh. Well, here is the deal. Indo. It's an appeal. No. Well, here is the deal. Send that little bill. No, but I'm the accident. Bang of another beat.
with new vehicles arriving daily. Some animals were brought here. Actually, one animal, a bison named Earl, was the first official animal here at the zoo, and it was just part of the park. But at that point, there was a desire to do more. There were a lot of zoos that were actually being built around the United States at that time.
Early on in the history, it was a matter of just putting up 4 walls, right, to contain an animal. And you could see the animal all the time. It didn't have the trees, it didn't have the plants, it didn't have the vegetation that was there. And so as the zoo has grown over the years, they've realized there's a better way of doing it. We want to make sure not only are we giving them the proper room and space that they need, but it's the plants, it's the vegetation, it's the sight lines, places that they can go to feel safe and secure, but people can still see them. So as we are building new areas, they're getting bigger areas, fewer animals, but we want to make sure that we're giving the animals the space that they need and the habitats that they need. And that has changed a lot over the years.
Moving from what was called the taxonomic zoo, where you had kind of all the similar animals living together, all the cats in one area and all the birds in another and all the reptiles in another, which is one way to display animals. But we're interested in showing ecosystems and habitats from various parts of the world. So we're going to continue that. We've kind of started with Africa. We've done a number of African exhibits, but we'd like to expand that.
Good zoos care about their animals. They treat their animals like first-class citizens. They treat the visitors like they're guests to their house, and then they help save animals in the wild. If they can do all those things, then it's a tremendous asset, a community treasure.
We are really a zoo for all Houstonians and even international or other national visitors. So we offer a place in center of the city of Houston that people can come and find these majestic oaks, magnificent animals, and really enjoy a special day with their family.
They have done some amazing things with providing world-class attractions on those 55 acres, where it seems as though you're on 155 acres. They've been finding ways to be creative, be innovative, and at the same time, taking the time to really care for these animals.
We have a new modern zoo where we're taking the very best care for animals. And when you can see that, when the animals are happy, the guests are happy, it makes my job a whole lot easier.
Obviously, with the pandemic, we had to reduce the number of guests that we could bring into the zoo at any one time. But people are coming back. And last year, we had almost 2 million visiting the zoo. This year, we expect about the same. And so one of the things, it's not just the numbers of people, but it's the diversity. One of the things we're so proud of here is that we're a zoo for all. And you can see it when you walk around the zoo. This really is a reflection of the Houston community.
You bring your little children here and they grow up with the zoo. And then they bring their kids and their grandkids. And I think that legacy continues. As the zoo gets better, the community gets better.
There are thousands of animals from all around the world here at the Houston Zoo, and some who even call Texas home, like right here in the Texas Wetlands exhibit. Great people also make the Houston Zoo what it is today. We spoke with some longtime zoo employees who say this is their family.
I started in October of 1981, working in large mammals, and I'm currently the curator of herpetology and entomology.
I started actually as what they call the zoo docent, was a volunteer teacher. That didn't really go too well for me. I really wasn't really good with kids at that time, so I basically became the first Houston Toad intern back in 1982. And so I worked the Houston Toads and was eventually hired on in 1984 in Small Mammals, which is now Natural Encounters. And Memory came in 1990, so our director at the time, John Whirler, and his wife, many times let Memory go and play with their granddaughter, or we were allowed to bring her here in the back of the reptile department or into the commissary with a playpen. So she was plucking grapes probably at the age of 3 for the birds, you know, and it was like you try to tell a 30-year-old, don't eat them, those are for the bird department, you know? And then several times she'd come over here with Stan and then pretty much grew up at the back of the zoo. So I guess it's sort of in her blood. From there, she became a zoo crew intern, and 10 years later, almost, voila.
I work with the giraffes, the rhinos, the zebras, pretty much anything that has a hoof that's not part of the goat yard or the elephant area. That's what I get to help take care of. One of my favorite things about working here is the people who I work with on my team. We all really rely on each other, and especially in the hoofstock world, we have so many animals that we're constantly making sure that everybody gets taken care of that's required for that day, so that we can provide the best animal welfare for the animals that we care for.
Years ago, there were so few of us that there was such a camaraderie. We were a family. There were like maybe 60 or 70 of us. With Stan and myself and Memory, there's 88 years of zoo service here, and we're just assuming she's going to be the next life for the family.
She still refers to the aquarium curator, George Brandy, as Uncle George.
I started in May 1981. I really like working here. It has been a great experience for me. It is something that I thought that I would never be able to do. It's been a real positive, and I like just the camaraderie that we have. The employees that work here and the people that I've had a chance to work with are really great people. And I think I'm one, but there's been a whole host of people that have worked here in the past and that are currently working here that have done their level best to make sure that the Houston Zoo is where we are today.
Coming up, a pivotal moment in the Houston Zoo's history and more. Come back.
Ready, set, go! The amazing bestseller Rooms to Go Kids and Teens has